So hello everybody. I hope you can hear me. Just a quick reminder. So we have streaming equipment here. We have a live stream to the internet. The problem is we share the same internet connection with this live stream. So please don't try watching the live stream from here to verify if it's really the same thing, or please stop your Debian upgrades and your OpenWRT builds and your porn downloads because we share the bandwidth here. So after this talks, we will have a second internet connection, and then we use that one for the streaming tomorrow, hopefully. And until then, please, you can check your emails and IRC, but please save some bandwidth for the streaming. And the second thing to know is we have some microphones here. So if you want to say something that's on the record and on the stream, then use one of the microphones. We have a microphone angel here. Raise your hand. The microphone angel will fly to you, give you a microphone, and then you will be heard. Okay?
So we have the great privilege to do the keynote and introduction of this fourth wireless battle mesh. This keynote will be also a place to discuss together different points. So we will make the keynote in two parts. First will be an introduction talk, and a second part will be a panel discussion open to everybody with the mic, with this tool that you can have, that you can go. So pad.telecomics.org/WBM4. And there will be a place to exchange and try to have all the feedbacks and improvement from the people here and online. So first, to start with, that's a great pleasure to be here, received by the Catalan people. I brought my summer shirt for this event, but apparently the rain gives us some problems so far, but I see the sun coming up, so it's good. So first, we want to thank you, the people that are organizing this Battle Mesh 4. Apparently, we are getting bigger and bigger, so that's a good sign. A special thanks will go to Roger.
I think he's outside, so he doesn't get it.
He's on the phone organizing still the rest of the event. He has done huge work to find the place, to set up the page, to receive the people, to organize the shuttle bus, to find the food, to get the payment done, and all the organization tools that needs to be done for this event and for the upcoming Battle Mesh elsewhere. So, just a quick.
I think we should add some people to the list of
thanks.
You're
right.
Some of you have already experienced. Some of you are new, so you don't know yet. But we have a cook here that's cooking every evening a delicious dinner for us. So also this evening, he has a bar in a close-by town that is now run by his wife, so that he can come here and cook for us. So he organizes all the food and he buys the stuff and he manages the whole menu. I think a special thanks to our cook Mark. So when you see him tonight again, maybe you give him, a warm welcome and say, well, kudos, yeah, thanks a lot for the food. I already had the pleasure of enjoying several of his meals. I think they're very good. So don't forget to thank him and say we enjoy your service here. And we also have a guy from WiFiNet that is organizing the streaming and the recording. We have other people helping with the shuttle and more logistics. So I think they deserve a warm welcome that we should give them now. Okay, so before we jump into the actual talk or the discussion that we want to get started here, we have some more organizational info that maybe not everybody is aware of. So you wanna start with some of the items? maybe the tests or.
Yeah, or maybe I want to maybe give a feedbacks or history of the event to the people that have never been to a battle mesh. From the wiki, we have more than 50 people coming here. Some people are coming from Toronto, from the US, from Israel, and from all over Europe. So it's on one hand very good, on the other hand that makes us want to be a better event. Basically, the history of this event was about 3 to 4 years ago with Nico back in Paris in the hackerspace in Paris called the TMP Lab. We wanted to test different mesh protocols, and we were in contact with the OLSR people, with the Babel people, and the Batman people, and from an external point of view, we wanted to test these protocols and see which one fits our needs or got the best performances and so on for the needs that we had. So we organized in 2008 the first event. That was 2 to 3 days. That was quite little, but at that time we had like about 20 to 30 people.
That many?
Yeah.
Okay.
German count double.
Okay.
And we had good feedbacks from that first event. So the second one was in Belgium, to another hackerspace in Brussels, and then the third one last year in Roma. I don't see people yet from this group of people from Italy, but they will be. Yeah, they will be coming. So that's about the history. Of course, we want this event to be more practical than a usual conference about networks, so it's very practically oriented. And this time we would like to add lots of talks in the afternoon, so we can have a presentation of different people and feedbacks from mesh deployments done elsewhere, some that we don't know yet. So that's for the little bit of history. Yeah. Today we will have 3 talks. After hers, we will have a talk called Designing a Better Routing Metric by Mitar. And then we will have Forming Mesh Modes, Multicast Optimization for Batman Advanced by Simon and Linus. So that will start the first day. Of course, there is room for lightning talks. So Marek has been doing very good work to organize all the talks, and he will be the person to come to if you guys want to make a lightning talk during the days that we will be here. So that's for the talk. Of course,
maybe let's just because some people already asked me about the lightning talks. So lightning talk start on Friday 6:30. We have basically the whole evening we can do lightning talks. I don't know how many lightning talks there will be, but I expect that some of you just want to present their stuff that they're working on. So just drop me an email or come to me and say, I want to have this lightning talk, give me the headline. I put you in the schedule. There are already 2 talks in there, but we can add many more. If you want to talk about your project or your stuff that you feel it's worth sharing here, then just come to me and we add you for the lightning talks on Friday night. Maybe two more things for the agenda, because now that I have you all here together, Friday also we have planned the Google Summer of Code presentation. It's actually the old projects that happened last year and that were under the umbrella of Freifunk. There were some Italian projects, there were some projects in Germany, Austria. And we want to talk about these projects, the experience that we gained there, and the upcoming Google Summer of Code projects that some of you might be involved in or interested in. Or according to my agenda, we have several people presenting the Google Summer of Projects of last year. And when I check the people that want to present the stuff, I only see that Mitar is here, and I think Saverio is coming. I don't know if anyone knows something about the projects that happened last year. It was a little bit, there was information loss, packet loss, so to speak. So we will see how that one goes. If you have information about the people that are supposed to come here, for example, Klaus from Italy, I don't know, maybe some of the Italian guys know when he's coming or if he's coming, or he's coming tomorrow. Okay. And there's also Marcus from Austria. Okay, anyway, it's just if you have information, then please let me know. I just want to make sure that all the speakers are here. That's quite a task.
We have Jim coming up tomorrow.
No, he's coming on. No, he's coming on Friday.
Friday.
And there's a special thing on Saturday. So all the talks will happen here. And on Saturday we will move to another location because there's the SACS meeting going on. The GuiFiNet organize every year or so a local meeting where they meet other GuiFiNet people from other parts of Spain. And they call this the SACS meeting. And we are going to the same building where this meeting takes place. So our agenda will be side by side. And we have one slot. That's the first one in our agenda that will be part of their agenda. So we are going to present the wireless battle mesh to them because they want to know what are we doing here and who are we and why are we doing this. So we have a little roadmap already ahead, but if you have ideas and if you have things you think we should present there in like 10-minute slots, we have 1 hour to fill, then please contact me after this talk. So for example, we have an introduction talk to just explain the general idea of the wireless battle mesh, and then we have people from Linux and from Austria and from Ljubljana that are going to present their community to explain how it works in other countries, to foster the exchange between different communities. But we still have some open slots, and if you have ideas, then please let me know. We have to fill this. It's basically we want to present ourselves to the GuiFiNet people. Not all of them know what we are doing here, and they might be interested in knowing that.
And I think they will have some also local. The mayor of the city will come, and local people that are important here will come. And I think both they are curious about meeting us and see what are the wireless mesh people, but also they will present the local projects, and it will be a good place for us to exchange with them, and they will try to make the talks in English for us, so that's important.
Yeah, so I don't know if you have noticed, some of you have already left this place, but outside the village almost everybody knows that we are here. We even got branded sausages that had written, for wireless battle mesh, and if you go to the supermarket it says wireless battle mesh, so they all know we are here, but basically they have no idea what we are doing here. So they're very curious, and so this is the general idea is to go there, to go to their meeting and say, okay, that's us. We are the scary foreigners, we speak English, we don't speak Catalan. So, we are these geeks that build the networks that you are using. Most of the people going to these meetings will be users. So they use the GuiFi network for their daily internet access. And they want to meet, the kind of guys that all the villages are talking about in this area. Okay, I think, let me see. Yeah, so mesh tests?
Yes. Of course, since the first battle mesh, in battle mesh there is battle, so the idea is to compare or challenge the different protocols one to the other. We've been experiencing the discussion about how to compare this protocol. So one important part of the event is how to flash, configure, deploy, and test the protocol. So now we have about 70 to 80 phoneras available since the first event that will be used and deployed on site for that. Me and Nico will be in charge of the flashing configuration of the devices and organization of the deployment on site, as well as for the tests that will be running on the network. So first, the deployment. We will be using, and I go a little bit technical, the same phoneras than last time, using the same images of OpenWRT than last time. So it's running Backfire with 2.6.30.10 kernel that will be updated with the newer packages from each protocol. So that's for the basic. If some of the protocol needs some special upgrade of the kernel, please come to us and we will see what we can do. Concerning the test, this event we would like to run tests that are more oriented to practical applications. Meaning that it's good to have like a vision of the network by bitrate, packet loss, latency, and so on. But this time we would like to use real case applications on top of the mesh network. And we have now some real case application ready for that. Namely, we have streaming audio running with multicast. So we'll try to have streaming running from somewhere to all the nodes on the network with the 3 or 4 different protocols running on the mesh network. That will be a good case of running real stream audio on top of the mesh network. We will have multicast DNS. And quite interesting, we will try to run voice over IP. We have Electra here that is working hardly on the Mesh Potato project. She's recovering from a little bit of sickness, but I'm sure she will be ready. And with her, we will be able to run an asterisk server somewhere and try to run voice over IP phone calls. So that can be maybe conference or calls from nodes to nodes to try to test the mesh network with fixed and mobile nodes. So after this talk and tonight, we will prepare the program of the tests, how we're going to run the tests, and that will be part also of the panel discussion that we will have now in order to find the right way to do that.
Any questions so far before we dive into the next part of the talk?
Do you understand us?
Are you still awake? Do you need more coffee?
Always. Everybody understand clearly? Yeah? Online too? Good.
Okay. Okay, so now that we have this organizational part behind us, we can dive into the wireless Battle Mesh 5. We barely started version 4, but we wanted to put the discussion about the next Battle Mesh at the very beginning, because this is an ongoing discussion. We expect that over the next days people will continue discussing about the questions that we're going to raise in a few moments, and we will be collecting ideas over this week and maybe later, and you can use this occasion here to discuss with one another and maybe discuss, come towards us or write emails, whatever, to make the wireless Battle Mesh event the event that you like to have, that you like it to be. We will have a final conclusion to all the questions, maybe some questions, and then you can go on and discuss about this during the next days and think about what you like, what you don't like, and how we should move forward from here. So, as some of you probably noticed, or somewhat, we have a lot of newcomers this time, which I personally like. I hope you are open and you welcome them to our geeky little club. This time we have an agenda organized that we never had before. We have lightning talks, we have a lot of things that just developed over time.
Social events. Social events.
Social events, yes, imagine, we have social events.
Yeah, I know, it's really crazy.
So we're trying new things, and we would like to get some feedback on some of the stuff, and also on some of the development. I spoke to individuals before, and I asked, what do you think about the wireless battle mesh? See the first one, the second one, now we have the fourth incarnation, and how it evolved, and do you like direction, where should we go from here? And I hope Peter will help us. We will go through. I have a couple of questions on my own. Feel free to ask your own questions or add your own ideas. Just raise your hand so that our angel can fly around to record your voice.
Before going to questions, just about the upcoming Battle Mesh 5. Some simple questions we usually ask is where? We need a location, of course. Usually it's a good location is maybe a little bit remote from urban places, so we don't have too much perturbation from other Wi-Fi networks. When? So now we are kind of taking the rhythm of once a year, but once a year for several days, which gives more days to prepare and enjoy. How? So how do we go there? How do we pay in advance? How do we organize the page and transfer of the hardware? And all these questions should be answered by maybe one or several candidates for the next Battle Mesh. I've been talking to different people. Of course, usually we try to find a place that is affordable for everybody to go. So for the moment it's Europe, but we can extend that to the rest. But all these questions should have some answers of candidates. Of course, if someone wants to organize the next Battle Mesh, we will help. Now that we know how to organize. And of course, we are looking for that candidates. That's all for us.
Okay, maybe we start right there. One goal of this discussion is also we noticed that for wireless, for the first incarnation, for this meeting and the one before, we have always the same kind of questions, and we try to find an answer each time. So the idea was maybe to formalize some of the questions, find answers to them now, and then we don't need to think about that again. Just one very popular example is how to pay. That's a question that comes up every time. Do we pay in advance? Do we pay in cash? If we pay in advance, can we pay via PayPal? Do we have accounts? Do we have fees? Do we have all that? That's unfortunately boring stuff. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody likes to do it. Unfortunately, always somebody has to do it. Otherwise, we cannot have a place like, we don't have an event like this.
Especially usually you need to book the place in advance to be sure that you can host now 50 plus people. So of course the place, they like to be booked in advance. They like to have the place down paid at least in advance. So how do we pay? Maybe we should have a PayPal account for the Battle Mesh that is used for the organization. That's an open discussion.
Yeah. So maybe we start with the point. It's not very good to not see it. Yeah. So maybe we start with the points. You add points there. Payment. Maybe you add the point payment, and then So one idea is to open a PayPal account that's available all the time by somebody or some entity. I don't know who wants to feel responsible for that. And then we always wire the money into this account, and whatever needs to be paid, down payment, expenses, will be paid by this account. That's one idea. Maybe we can add some more.
I said it?
I think you said that.
Be careful.
Maybe we start this point. What do others feel like? Do you want to pay in advance? Do you want to pay in cash? How should that be handled? And every time we have an event like this, somebody has to pay something. Otherwise, we cannot get together. If you want to say something, because I see something, raise your hand.
You don't care.
Yeah? Or interest coming?
We don't have a real official organization for the moment, so I mean, for the moment it's always been the local group that has been managing the payment and the organization and stuff. We don't have a global or a battle mesh organization like fixed legal instance. I mean, is that not a problem if you want to go to one bank account or one PayPal account or when it's one person
Part
simple thing instead of like the existing organization that's all that take a bit of risk.
So your point is we should have an organization that handle that?
Okay, but we can add it as idea and create an organization that is
decentralized.
So far it was done by the people hosting.
Microphone doesn't work very well.
We can repeat.
Well, otherwise the
Yeah.
questions.
We can
questions coming from.
Yeah, maybe we repeat the question. I don't think, we can add this as an idea, but I don't think if you have a general account. Okay, our engineers, video engineers are giving us some signs. It's no problem if you just shout. Okay, there's a delay.
Yeah.
Micro, it's not working. Battery.
Oh, no,
Micro
we
is
don't need to.
ambient.
Okay, well then we have solved the problem with the micro.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So you don't need to raise your hand anymore. We can just shout.
Talk very loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
General account versus
Organization.
I think an organization might get its sponsor.
Yeah. Also a valid point. Have an organization might help get sponsoring, correct? You could issue receipts and yeah, it's true.
there were the discussion of having a sponsorship for this one raised on the mailing list during the organization. Namely, there were some vendors named that could have a sponsor. Yes.
Yeah, but maybe also I agree with that. Sponsoring quite good if you have one relation with bigger impact. But maybe something for local communities to be able to use the name of Better Mesh to get sponsors from them for the event. And then because that also later on easier access to those same sponsors for something else. So that this Better Mesh would be like
Generic
road which you pass around, and because of the name and everything, you can get more publicity locally, and because of that, easier access also later on.
I think reusing the name is not the problem, but if you want to have an event like this, and we had this time again, people wanted to pay in advance, then it's the question, where is the account, who's managing the account, what are the fees?
So I'm saying that maybe we can have an account,
Yeah.
but for the sponsors things, should the local organization maybe take over?
If you do sponsorship, usually the companies that sponsor something, they want to have an entity to deal with.
Yeah, local organization, which you want to
Okay.
organize.
So, but not everybody has a local organization that's a real legal entity.
So me using the name for the sponsorship, but the money goes to the local organization that is hosting the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. We agree on that.
That's what it now is. That's what it now is, basically.
That's what it is now, yeah.
Yeah, basically. But then we formalize this like.
Yes, yes. To make it easier, so each time would be the same account, the same.
We had a sponsor for the first event with Phone. Phone was sponsoring by giving some hardware and money. With it. And the
That's so far so much.
yeah, lots of hardware and not so much money. Now we have the hardware. Yeah. Other feedbacks on the...
Maybe somebody has experience with sponsoring from the company side perspective or setting up an organization, I don't know. I have never done that. So.
Contacts with the BC which was really good for maybe some tennis balls.
Yeah. And
Maybe
No
not
time.
what kind of
follow up.
Any contact with the ubiquity people or the major vendors? No.
Yeah, okay. At the Vienna summit last year, there was a summit. We were talking with the people from Greece about one thing that they have quite active also people in the development of wireless drivers. So for with the Teros and similar companies. And the idea was to make, at the time was the idea to make it like everybody has this idea, I don't know why. That we would have like a wireless summit in the sense of a Linux summit, which would be hosted on drivers and so on. And we could get, probably because they have good connections with these companies, some hardware and support and so on. So that we make it like some half commercial conference, inviting people from companies and so on, giving presentations of their activities and so on. So this is maybe also a way or also idea to use these connections with those companies to maybe connect with them, and then they can have stands of their equipment and so on and so on. This will be maybe that's what they said, that they have these connections, so maybe you can organize these things.
Do you like something more? The point is to get something more business friendly.
No, the point is to get also companies involved in the sense, so hardware companies for wireless, in the sense that they can present their ideas also to their customers. You see, there is an event like like a normal business conference where we invite all these Thai people and they come and they have talks and so on. And maybe some integration of open source with Retrospective. These companies could be a solution to, I think, quite connected communities. So open source in general, Linux in general, and just an idea. But I think so. My information is we have some connections with the hardware developers of wireless players and so on. So maybe we could try to get them involved.
So far, I don't think we have very direct connection with the hardware developers.
So I think that we have.
We have.
This is the statement, the question.
Okay, you have.
So we have like Linux people who wrote Linux drivers, and they have direct connection. They have legal contracts with them not to do things like talk much about some things and so on. And so they have like direct connections, and they could arrange something in the sense that they could bring their stand here and show equipment, and we could get some sponsorship back and so on. I don't know how big it is, but there is connection.
I think that one comes down to the question what everybody expects from the wireless battle match.
Yeah.
If you start going down that path, that might change in a way that not everybody likes. I don't know. Well, I mean, you are so far away there. Maybe all of you back there come a bit closer. I even don't know who's sitting there. And you are hiding Yeah, all you, yes, yes. The Italians, and there are some other people behind. Maybe you can just come a little bit closer. That would be easier to discuss. And don't have to shy. Yeah, you're shy. You're not on the camera, don't worry. Your notebook will not run away either. They're really shy.
Peter wrote like university contribution, that's another point. And Roger was asking to the academic local people to come, people that are doing academic program, research program, and teaching program about networks, wireless networks. And the feeling from Roger was that they are interested, and I'm sure now they follow the events how much as they can remotely, but they are not still willing to come and confront their theory to the practical deployments. But I'm sure we're getting more and more in contact with the academic. That's not really a sponsorship, but more a contribution. And I hope this weekend we will have academic people from Barcelona or the Catalan universities. Nobody knows if they are coming.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. But they know that they are invited.
They know we do this, but
Inshallah. Did we have any hardware donation for this event? No. No. We didn't ask either. We didn't have time to really ask.
Started some discussions. It was okay, but there were practical details.
Yes. How many devices, when, how do you ship, or maybe antennas. Antennas can be a good or power supply or solar panel or telephones.
Yeah.
Maybe more direction from a people and what everybody expects of it, then that's the other way around to get out information.
We got the question secretly.
Maybe we tackle the whole problem from another direction. The first wireless battle mesh was pretty small, and I actually know almost everybody before going there. Now I see a lot of new faces, and there are more new people coming. So one of the questions, or one of the controversial topics is, how big should this event become? How should we put more effort in this event to attract new people, so that the event gets bigger? Or should we try to keep it a small, under the radar event, so that we get more time for, I don't know, for hacking, less talks, less introducing new people? What is the general feeling, Electra? You look like you want to say something.
Yes. If there is too much people, we do more hacking, so we get bored.
If there's too much people, we do more hacking?
When we eventually outgrow what we can handle, we do more hacking and less talks, and then they get bored, and then the chaos principle will reduce the amount of participants.
Okay, so we're not worried about getting bigger groups?
No.
Okay.
Is there somebody who's worried?
I was just at DrupalCon in Chicago. There were 4,000 people there. Plenty of hacking got done.
Sorry, I didn't...
I was just at the DrupalCon in Chicago. And 4,000 people came there, but they didn't have any trouble getting hacking done. It was, so I don't think that's really a balance you have to strike.
Well, I don't know, some people express their concern that if it's getting too big, you cannot, you don't know everybody and you're too busy with, organization rather than hacking or doing something useful. Because the bigger it gets, the more you attract people that maybe are not so technical, that just want more talks, more social, more, I don't know if some of you have attended the CCC Congress lately. But I think it suffers from a similar
It's
problem.
small. It's quite small.
It's quite small.
Yeah. It's getting smaller.
It's getting smaller.
One of the problems is that wireless frequency bands don't scale. You just run out of useful things.
That's true.
A good question parallel to how many people is how many nodes we want to deploy. If we get bigger and we need to deploy, it requires some organization to handle the people and the deployment of the nodes.
The only thing I'm aware of is that a more bigger event.
Louder.
A bit louder.
Bigger event means bigger organizational effort.
Yes.
And like here, there are people that are more technical. For example, in our case, in Giphy.net, Roger is the most technical of all three organizers. And he's also the leader of the organization. So if we make it very big, the local organization can do hacking, can do technical things. They are overwhelmed by organization. It's the only thing
Yeah.
So the local organization can do the organization without hijacking their technical people. I don't see any problem with that.
You mean if it's getting big, it has to respect, to let the technical people locally to be able to handle the technical parts. And then it can be as big as we want, as long as we...
Yeah, the more people you have, the more to deal with organization.
It's true that the Wi-Fi, clearly the Wi-Fi doesn't work when you have like, I don't know what is the limit in terms of events, but there is a threshold. Huh? There is the battle mesh and there is the threshold of how many laptops do you... And I think we are at the limits. I don't know yet, but we have like what, 50 laptops now?
In Rome and in Bracciano, Wi-Fi network fall several times.
And Bracciano it did work.
And now it seems that...
So battle mesh means something new then. You know? I will be on the internet, not you, you know. So we can battle like this.
Battle for the access.
Yeah.
That's the security part of the battle mesh.
Yeah.
One thing to consider is replace the hardware with 5 gigahertz hardware. That's congested power.
Yeah, and in 5 gigahertz access points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we come back to the first point.
It's for 5 gigahertz. We do have some 5 gigahertz at this point.
Yeah, we have some, unfortunately. Otherwise, we
How did you get
our
there?
tests, so
We've got our own 5 gigahertz network. There's 4 of us to run them.
Okay.
And all the world, they're quite well at the moment. There's nobody else using 5 gigahertz.
Don't also make too much publicity.
actually, I don't know how much we are in control of how many people come. When we discussed it in Berlin, we were worried if we get 30 people. Now we are 50 or maybe more.
Yeah, I think we can control it up to the level, you know, how much do we talk about this in public space?
Yeah.
Where do we announce it? You know, we have all this agenda now and all these things that make this event more visible to the outside, attract more people. I think we can control it.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
But personally, I think it's quite good with 50 people.
Yeah.
I would not let it grow more, but also not less. I think 50 is a very good level. Just my personal opinion.
Okay.
You can use older bands, not only 2.4 and 5.
700 megahertz.
7, yeah. 800 megahertz.
You can use cables.
Cables?
Cables, no.
They're not
fiber.
They're not as
Personal,
stable.
your personal fiber. You know, you begin here, you make a fiber to the computer.
In cable as in wireless.
Okay. Well, I have a feeling the general consent is the size is good. It can grow bigger, but we have to deal with the size issue there.
Yeah.
To maintain the techie parts.
Maintain the techie part.
Both the organization and the frequency band usable for
yeah,
the events.
but this is also good, I think, good technical thing to learn. Also for us how to really use the DP if there's connecting people and so on. I think this is also maybe a thing to try to solve like technical problem.
Like you have 200 people with Wi-Fi, how do you handle so many connections?
Because we want to that it works. We don't want to say, okay, this is not possible, so we will make smaller. No, but it's better that we have a
new scale.
Well, I just to give you one example where I know that this is growing as a problem. So we had, for example, Berlin, Electra and Axel. We were part of the Freiphone community in Berlin. In the beginning, it was a small group, all techies, and we had no problems, for example, experimenting with the protocol, upgrades, breaking nodes, reflashing was no problem. The bigger the network grew, the more people came that just wanted it to work. So the more people came, the less you could really experiment.
And not only a laptop, but all devices that can do Wi-Fi.
So the more you grow, the more ordinary users you attract, the more they expect certain things.
And we should provide them.
They should provide them. Okay.
We should provide them. No?
We should
solve the technical problems that I know. Create a service or so on. No? So I think this is not something we should avoid. No? It is in every mesh network it is a problem in the sense that there are many users. So if we have like this opportunity to say, okay, we have many users, we should make them work.
Most geeks that I know try to avoid users.
Can you write how do we scale the number of Wi-Fi devices?
But I agree, it can work, but it can only work if more people get involved in organizing the event.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for bigger event, yeah.
Internet bandwidth. I think the way it's handled for this event by trying to have multiple uplinks is good because we might want to have uplinks for the video streaming, uplinks for the internet, and maybe uplinks for tests. If we want to stream something coming up from the internet.
Yeah.
So maybe not only one uplink, but 2 or 3. I'm thinking about what about doing it in a very remote area where there is nothing.
Even more remote.
Even more remote.
Yeah, with more people.
With more people.
We have to transport to this remote area.
How do we handle with the energy?
Well, I think
sustainable battle mesh.
Survival battle.
Even more battles. Yeah.
The power supply battle.
Or
only 2 hours of laptop a day.
Okay. Then maybe we make it more down to the point. Does anyone have an idea where we could have the next battle mesh? I know at some point we talked about Poland. What?
It will not work out.
Why not?
Because last year couldn't come this time. So the hope was that you will come this time, see what it's like, and decide whether you want to do it. And unfortunately, for family reasons, he couldn't come this time, and he's not willing to do it without actually having seen a wireless battle mesh.
Okay.
I'm afraid we have no hope for it.
For next year.
Yeah.
For next year. Showing videos.
Yeah. We could do.
We were talking about Slovenia, but maybe not for the next one because let's say that we don't have the
so if we are talking about making bigger events, we just don't have manpower.
Yeah. I mean, you can, I don't know, you can ask Roger how many people are involved here locally to get this all working, but I think 45 people you will need at least to get this all figured out.
Maybe we are now, less than the year, we are now operating and doing also on measurings with rats in Austria and Croatia. And then we can do something together. Event should be somewhere there.
Yeah.
Geographically and from a logistic point of view, that all organizations would give some people. But this is just an idea.
Yeah. The problem is that you always need some people on the ground. Before you can, from the outside, you can only do so much, but there are a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you have to do on the ground, and you cannot help in a remote manner. It just doesn't work. So, okay.
Roger?
Greece?
Do we have people from Greece coming this year?
They are in the wiki. They are coming by car.
My car?
Yeah.
They should be
By car from Greece.
What it appears.
On Sundays, there will be people sitting there on Sunday.
Some people are coming from Germany.
Where's the problem?
No problem. Any ideas for the next battle mesh?
Germany, of course.
Yeah, I was proposing North Africa.
Yeah, so somewhere with more sun, because there's more yeah. They need
Tunisia.
maybe some islands below, Spain and France,
Corsica.
Corsica.
And then we can do over the sea. Now it's Italy and France.
There's a project of doing a long lens with from Spain to Italy. Yeah, Germany, of course.
Austria?
On boats, on sea.
Austria?
But I think yes, we can put in all names, so that we always need people that are on the ground to do this. So when you say Germany, where are you thinking? Berlin? And who's doing the organization in Berlin? You?
Well, if I'm doing it alone, probably not, but we have wireless community, so maybe it's possible to organize it there.
Okay.
And what about Africa? You can organize there.
Africa. South Africa?
There!
I'm not coming by car this time.
Africa is a good option.
They are low prices.
We need local people to help.
But they have connections. Do they have connections like are there
to North Africa? I don't know.
South Africa.
South Africa.
But the flight ticket, I think.
Sure, it's just only about 10,500 kilometers from Germany, so it's a little closer from Italy, of course. Or from Greece.
Yeah. Peter, maybe you could question mark behind Austria and Greece, because we need somebody to confirm that before we can just decide we go to Greece.
Yeah, two question marks.
Yeah.
everywhere?
Okay.
Last time during the test, we were getting lots of data from the test, like a big chunk of data dumped from the test and available for analysis offline or afterwards. And I don't know if anybody used that data. Huh? Where it is?
Yeah. We get used that there is no report after the button mesh now. After 1, 2, 3. We get used that there is nothing after that. So we didn't check that. So there are logs for the 4.
Yeah, logs.
For the third one.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a whole data set. I don't know where it ended, but so there was some wiki.
Yeah, maybe the battle mesh free wiki.
Who knows? Okay. Maybe the next question would be about the timing. So this time it's in March. I had less complaints than regarding the summer last year, but the timing. Should we have it next year, March? I mean, it's just a target. We have to decide that when we know where it is. But
it depends. If it's in Africa, okay. If it's outdoors in Germany, I'm not recommending it.
Yeah, okay. If it's in Germany, then probably more April, May.
Yeah, not so rainy maybe. But then we have weekend wireless weekend.
Sorry?
Wireless weekend.
There's a wireless weekend.
So maybe it could be combined with that or?
Also an idea.
Yeah. Interesting idea. Yeah?
Like to insist that it should not be too late. It's
Too late
definitely
means?
more convenient for a lot of us. So this period is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
It is a rather later, you start getting into the situation in which you're going to wrap up things before the summer.
Yeah.
Students have exams, lecturer have exams, and I think that putting it a little bit earlier this year is much better.
Yeah, I think so.
Last year I couldn't come because
yeah, I think that was last year was too late. Yeah. So convenient for the students. Okay.
More babies. Family events.
Yeah. Or indoor mesh, yeah. But then you need large space, large indoor space.
long corridor or
Yeah.
not necessarily factories or quite. This is the reason I can find some migration factories or cities.
Yeah, sure.
Which are even not used.
Yeah, or very big or very thick walls building,
Which is good.
where you need lots of nodes if you want to
Yeah,
have a full coverage, like a castle. Scotland. It's castle mesh. Castle battle. Full coverage.
And hidden passages.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Another point that we might. Last two battle matches had pretty nice logos made by some Italian, and I don't know who it was. Is the Italian here now, or you're all from Pisa, right? I think it was somebody from Roma doing the logo for the battle mesh.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know we have a logo, and this logo was made by an Italian. Who knows the logo? Raise your hand now. So
yeah, if someone wants to work on a new logo,
yeah, so we need a new logo for the wireless battle mesh 5.
more shiny.
After
So all the hidden artists can come out now. They can also ask me or Xavier in private if they want to remain anonymous. Somebody here volunteering for logo design? Oh, I see a lot of. Yeah, you're waiting for the logo. You can do a logo contest if we have too many. Don't worry about that.
But probably it's good to know where it is and so on. The main logo which has some connection to the location and so on.
Yeah, these are just tasks that show up every time that we have a battle mesh, and every time they have to decide at the top of the mailing list. So that's why I raised the question here now. I think it's not so important. It's not related to the place.
We have some designers in our network, so
if you can ask one of them and he takes the task, then we have one task is offloaded. And
and the science. Yeah,
okay, then maybe put ask Vita. Okay.
But we need location for some ideas, not that.
At least, yeah, okay, but at least if we have someone say, I'm going to do it, I just need the location, then it's fine. Then we have this one settled.
Should we keep English for language?
Should we switch to Catalan?
Flashback.
The length, 1 week. So I think it's the first time that we do from Monday to Sunday. Is that okay? Is that too long? Is that my personal feeling is pretty good because people can arrive whenever they want.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. At least for us, we have some time to prepare when we have workshops or something.
Yeah.
And then we have enough time for the talks, and we have quite a lot of talks. So I think it's good.
Yeah? 1 week is good. Other opinions?
2 weeks.
1 month. Wireless battle match. Last man standing. Only one survivor.
1 week is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
With 1 weekend in the 1 week for people that cannot come in the weekdays.
So Monday to Sunday or something.
Yeah, but still, if they cannot go home, they can come for shorter time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We can target when they want to come, especially with the agenda.
So we just mentioned the talks. So this time we have an agenda and we have talks starting on the 3rd day of, so not right on Monday. I think that was good. Anyone having a problem with a pre-organized agenda? I mean, it's the first time that we have it, and do you think it's a good idea? We should keep that next time agenda as well? Yeah.
Maybe.
Call for paper earlier? Was
Yeah,
a
I would
little
say
late?
it would be good that we should submit some slides, something in advance, because then you must prepare it a bit better.
Okay, so how much earlier should the call for paper be, or when should be the agenda finished? Any opinions on that? So 1 month before the event, 2 months,
like
6 months?
This time is not good. This time like this one.
It was only 2 weeks before the event. It's okay. I heard people complaining it was too short. They only saw entry pages and on the wiki didn't know what's going to happen.
Who submitted the talk here? Repeat.
Axel also, but he's shy.
Yeah.
Axel, raise your hand.
Yeah, raise your hand.
What's about? Where am I? Who am I? Okay, 2 weeks is not too short.
1 month?
1 month before the event.
For the call of paper?
No, not for the call of paper. Finish.
Finish, yeah.
The call of paper was 1.5 months before.
What are you suggesting?
You're very far away there.
Louder.
Okay, what are you suggesting that should be done when?
The question is, when should the agenda,
final agenda,
or the beta version of the agenda be published on the website? So when should we have the call for paper? How long before the event?
Yes, I would try for as much flexibility as possible. There's a lot of people who are going to decide things at the last moment. Oh well, it would be cool if I could go. There is something interesting going on. If you close the possibility to submit papers 1 month earlier, then you're excluding a lot of people who could do interesting stuff.
Okay.
So I would try to be more open. I realize that it makes organization more difficult, but
That's
in this
not the main.
particular instance, being a little bit more open might be a good thing.
The main problem actually is another one. It's not the organization. It's a lot of people were saying that what is going to happen on the wireless battle mesh, the agenda pages are empty until 2 weeks before the event.
Okay.
So that's basically the
One
other.
problem is that, so this is something I wanted to speak about. One problem is that people should not write themselves on an agenda. Day 1, day 2, day 3. You want to give a talk. Where do you write yourself? On which date? And that is something that I'm finding difficult to decide. I think that what we should do would be to have a list of talks and only decide on the actual agenda when we have the full list of talks. You with me?
No, I lost you somewhere. Maybe if you could get a little bit closer.
Okay, the fact that you
don't be shy. You know the cameras. You can stay next to the cameras. Nobody.
So what I have a problem with is the fact that when you decide to give a talk, you have to choose a particular date. I think that the better solution
would
be
there was
to get a list. That wasn't the case?
No, it wasn't the case. You could.
It was certainly the case last year. But not this year it wasn't. Okay, I apologize. Please accept my most humble apology.
Okay, no problem solved.
Another text like this times, but the lightning talks, for example, would be possible that people would just submit them on the wiki by themselves. You know,
yes.
So they will have more some pretty advanced, 1 month advanced agenda for like major talks, and then 1 month of writing everything, even if you know, like so additional talks which are still open, but so that people can find something 1 month in advance, but then things can still build up and so on.
So you would say lightning talks should be available earlier, lightning talk slots, and
people just submit on the wiki or something, like just write out and so on.
Okay. The problem is that, I mean, adding yourself to the wiki is, you know, if I would tell you how many people told me they want to have their talk on Friday, but Friday is not long enough for that. So that's, you know, why I said, you know, send it to me and I will kind of, okay, you're arriving this day, you're leaving on that day, so we should, you know, we have to compromise somewhere. If everybody adds himself, we will have a very long Friday, and
yeah, but this is then those guys who first write down can be Friday, so you get agenda in advance. You know? So if you're late, you are sorry. You have on the days where there is this spot. You know? So you just prepare an empty table of slots, and who first come, first serve, and because there is an idea that we want agenda as much in advance as possible, then this is also a motivation for people to prepare something in advance, not the last one.
Okay.
I know on Eagles Day it was like that, and on Berlin's wireless weekend last year was also the same. People just run anyone, and I think it worked quite well.
So you think we should not do too much organizing on the agenda? We should just put the wiki. Everybody adds himself.
We time slots, and first came first out.
For lightning talks.
For lightning talks.
Maybe even for everything.
That's what we tried last time.
And how it was?
We had a marathon on Friday. Everybody.
Yeah, but have you prepared the slots? You know, like 5 slots, 5 and that's it.
No, in the beginning nobody wanted to give a talk, and then everybody wanted to give a talk.
The wiki decide on such kind of organization.
I don't think it was.
The wikis the schedule. Someone has to take care of it.
Okay, then somebody can say we have 5 slots on Friday. First sends my email that he has slot.
Sure. So you're proposing basically that the long talks have to be submitted earlier, and the short talks can be submitted until the very end.
Until there is slots, yeah.
Until there are slots.
Yeah.
What I would do is as soon as a paper is received, a talk is willing to be done, just write in the to say, okay, those are talks that we will do. We don't know when, but we will do in this bottleneck.
Yeah.
Okay. So when the slot is filled, it should be on the weekend.
Understand?
Yeah, I understand. What we did this time is actually every time, I did updates via email. Every time I had a list of talks, and I sent emails to various mailing lists about this is the current list of talks. And then people could see what is changing and what is coming. And I think that was also a good way to say we are still here. You know, you can still submit a paper as a kind of reminder. Not everybody is checking the wiki every day, but it's basically a similar approach. Just having a list somewhere that gets updated so people see what's coming.
What was the schedule of receiving acquisition of talks this time?
The schedule was 1.5 months before the event, the corporate paper opened, so in February. And end of February was the submission deadline, and then I prepared the agenda.
So my question was more like, how did you receive the...
When did I receive most?
Yeah.
I think yesterday. Yesterday. A lot of talks towards the end of the deadline. Yeah. But I think in the beginning it was the hardest. As soon as there were 3 or 4 talks, other talks came in. And I sent a mail, okay, these are the current talks. So that kind of encourages others to also submit talks.
So I think the emails were good. They also remarks. I don't see these two things conflicting. You know? So you can update wiki and then one week every week send, and this is the current list. You know,
yeah, sure. Okay.
Email was good.
I mean, I can also volunteer if nobody else wants to take it for the next agenda preparation. Alles Member 5. But I heard that Benjamin wants to do it. Bonjour. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so I can volunteer if nobody else wants to do it. I can do it again. Vita, you mentioned the tracks. How did you like the separation of tracks? That we have more technical track and then later we have a more application-focused track. Good, not good, more tracks, less tracks?
It depends on the how many things you want to have, you know, like how many talks you want. If there is enough talks to just have one track at the moment. So
oh, okay, parallel tracks.
But I wouldn't go for parallel.
Oh, okay, after the okay, maybe do it. Yeah. You want to do it after post-mortem? Okay. Good idea. Okay, was the idea to do a post-mortem? I think we lost most of them. Hello?
Yeah. I'm going to shut down the electricity.
Yes, shut down the electricity. Shut down the electricity.
I think that, I don't know if it is really necessary to separate tracks. I think it is because we are here all the time, also, you know, and you just tune in when you want to.
The idea was for people that want to come, maybe only more for technical tracks, so we organized the technical tracks for other people to come.
But do you really choose by that, or will you choose mostly?
Yeah, for example, on Saturday when we have the non-technical tracks, that will be together with the SACS meeting, and they're mostly non-technical people. That was the initial idea of the separation.
But if there is more talks, we will maybe have to divide in tracks like application or deployment or yeah, tweaking or drivers. Maybe we should try to finalize the
before everybody is lost.
Yeah, and switch to the next talk.
I think the only thing that's open here really is the money issue.
Which raise do we need an organization to handle that, or do we still use the name and the poster, raise the money?
It's just a burden. It's just a burden every time. Okay.
More comments or questions? You want to go home?
So I think the web presence is really a bit empty.
The what?
Web presence of the international. It is really a problem of empty details and so on. It is really hard to motivate people. You see that would be a great event, come please, check it out, they check it out and it's empty. Okay, so what's no. So I know like pictures, pictures from previous events, videos from previous events and so on. I think this should be a little bit easier to obtain details somewhere.
To redo a website.
No, he wants to add more content. So
more contents, same website, but more contents?
Yeah, but it can be on wiki. It doesn't matter about at least links or galleries or whatever. So people can feel what it is if they are not, they don't already know what it is. It is really hard to understand what it means that you don't really.
It was done. That's why it's on the website.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for your attention.
Thank you. And enjoy this battle mesh. Thank you.
Yeah, Hawaii. It's close to Japan.
And yeah, one we should stay to the timetable. The timetable, when the lecture starts, when the lecture finishes, and so on.
When the lecture starts?
I'm French. When the long starts. I'm French.
We start at 4.
Yeah.
4 in Catalan. When you saw me at home.
Well, I'll choose model.
Yes, I saw that.